So lads, the Angel Reese situation is not getting better. It is not getting better at all. And if you guys don't know, obviously Angel Reese was suspended for a half a game in what might have been the biggest joke in all of team sports, that Angel Reese got suspended for half a game. And like, it was at the stage where even other players were saying it's like, just suspend her for a game. At this stage, like, if you're gonna suspend her for the full game. Don't suspend her for half a game. And clearly, not only was she just suspended for half of the game, but yeah, she didn't play. As expected, she didn't play. Like, her fans on Twitter were like, "Oh, Angel, just say your back hurts in the warm-up. Just say your back hurts in the warm-up." And all of a sudden, like, she's been back for however long from the back end.
Angel Reese just dropped a shocker that feels straight out of a reality show finale. She walked away from the Chicago Sky in a move that looks way less like an injury and way more like a poorly scripted drama scene. Basketball? Totally secondary. This is full-on soap opera energy. One moment, she's the team's star. The next, she's claiming back pain like a kid dodging gym class. But here's the real twist. This isn't just about skipping a game. It's rebellion, chaos, and pure drama wrapped into one unforgettable moment.
So, Angel Reese got suspended for the first half of a game, saying her teammates suck. This guy made a statement saying, the Chicago Sky values the safety, respect, and well-being of every player. We are committed to accountability so our players can stay focused on playing basketball. Because of the statements detrimental to the team made by Angel Reese during the league-mandated media, she will not play in the first half of the game September 7th against the Las Vegas Aces. This matter has been handled and resolved internally, and we're moving forward. As
a new WNBA season kicks off, and naturally the latest chapter of the Angel Reese saga is already here. Some players are all about scoring points, others are busy building team chemistry, but then there's Angel Reese turning every game into a full-blown reality TV episode nobody asked for, yet everyone can't stop watching.
Angel Reese doesn't touch the floor. Doesn't play in the first half, doesn't play in the second half. Oh, this is interesting. Did Tyler Marsh just say, you know what? Angel, I like the group that we have in right now. We don't need you. We're playing well. I don't know. Does Angel Reese throw a hissy fit in the locker room and says, no, I'm not playing? Kinda did that. Maybe not that exact, but she went about not playing. Yep, instead of coming to help her teammates, she would rather stick it to the Chicago Sky organization.
Forget points, rebounds, or highlight reels. Angel Reese's biggest stat this season is straight up episodes of rebellion per month. And she just outdid herself, exiting the Chicago Sky with a back injury so over the top it could have its own Hollywood agent. But let's rewind, because this isn't just some random flare-up. This is a perfectly staged spectacle. The Chicago Sky had already benched her for the first half of the game, a move dramatic enough on its own, but Angel turned it into a full-blown production.
It's getting hotter here, y'all. This is crazy. This is why this thing took a left turn out of nowhere. I have not, bro. This is supposed to be a professional league. Angel Reese, you telling me you refuse to go in the game for the Chicago Sky because they suspended you for one half? This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Wait till you get a load of.
The crowd was electric, waiting for Angel's big comeback in the second half. Fans leaned forward, picturing her storming off the bench like the star of a sports blockbuster, ready to carry her team to victory. But here's the twist. She never stepped on the court. 0 minutes. Nada. You could have swapped her jersey for a fan's hoodie and no one would have even batted an eye.
So the Chicago Sky situation is not ending, and I don't think it's going to end for a while. Like, this is some Dwight Mayer type stuff, but instead of Dwight Mayer saying it's you or me about the coach, Dwight Mayer said it's you or me about the literal entire team, except for the other player that was in her draft class that clearly doesn't fit playing beside her. It clearly does not fit.
What makes this even more ridiculous is that at first, people thought it was just a clever tactic. Maybe the coach preferred the lineup on the floor. Maybe it was meant as a lesson. Maybe he was playing 3D chess while everyone else was stuck on checkers. But then the truth hit. Angel wasn't benched. She wasn't resting. She was quitting. Quitting the game, quitting the grind, quitting the fight, all under the magical guise of a mysterious back injury. Ah yes, the classic back injury. The ultimate get out of work free card in sports. And the timing, perfectly absurd. This pain magically appeared after a 5-day break. Not 5 games, not 5 weeks, just 5 days. It's like taking a long weekend, walking into work Monday morning, and claiming your spine collapsed under the weight of all that relaxation. Truly remarkable timing. And of course, the props had to make an entrance. Enter the back brace, but not just any back brace. The most unnecessary, attention-grabbing, fashion-forward back brace in WNBA history. Instead of wearing it discreetly under her warm-up shirt where it might actually help, Angel strapped it over her sweatshirt like a billboard, practically shouting, "Look at me, I'm injured." Subtlety? Gone. It's the equivalent of walking into class with your arm in a sling over your winter coat, trying to convince your teacher you broke your wrist.
Angel Reese was suspended for the first half of today's game versus the Las Vegas Aces. She told them, "I don't care if y'all suspend me, I ain't playing anyway. My back hurt." Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy. That's crazy work, Angel. That's crazy work, Angel. I cannot believe she just pulled the wool over their eyes like this. They thought that they was punishing her, and the whole time she knew, y'all can't punish me. I'ma say my back hurt. I'm not gonna play anyway. This season is over. This is crazy. We already saw her throw her teammates under the bus. Tyler Marsh was blindsided.
Nothing says this is serious quite like wearing a medical accessory front and center, even if it doesn't actually do anything for the injury. But here's the genius of Angel Reese's move. It wasn't just for the team, it was for the fans. This was pure theater, and Angel was the star. She made sure the brace was impossible to miss, ensured social media would feast on it, and guaranteed her story would travel faster than any box score. You could almost hear her thinking, if I'm going to stage this rebellion, I'm going to sell it. Full costume, full production, standing ovation included. By the end, Angel Reese had orchestrated her own personal protest, with that back brace as her prop of choice. Now, let's shift focus to the Chicago Sky. This team isn't exactly soaking in glory either. Sure, they suspended her, but when the media pounced on Angel for calling out the front office, the team didn't lift a finger in her defense.
She's suspended for a game because she picked up her 8th technical foul. So, and I think that's tonight. That was tonight, right? She was suspended tonight, and now she's suspended the first half against the Aces on the 7th of Monday, correct?
Dang.
Yeah. Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday. My bad. Sunday. Look. Angel expressed her dissatisfaction with the state of the franchise, is what she said. "I'd like to be here for my career, but if things don't pan out, obviously I might have to move in a different direction and do what's best for me. But while I'm here, I'm going to try to stay open-minded about what I have here and maximize that."
They left her to take the hit from public opinion. Didn't have her back then, and now suddenly we're supposed to believe they're protecting her with this whole back injury story. That logic is about as solid as running a marathon in flip-flops. If they didn't step up when things got messy before, why would they suddenly become her bodyguard now? The truth is, Angel Reese's relationship with the Chicago Sky looks like a messy, drawn-out breakup. She doesn't want them, they don't want her, but legally they're still together thanks to the contract. It's like watching a couple argue at a dinner party, pretending everything is fine while everyone knows the divorce papers are already sitting in the glove compartment. The team was struggling so badly it almost begged for participation ribbons instead of a scoreboard. Angel sat out, back brace on, ego fully intact, while her teammates got embarrassed on the court. And instead of stepping in to at least try to help, she just leaned back, probably thinking, let them sink without me. Rebelling against management is one thing, but abandoning your teammates in the middle of a battle while they're getting destroyed, that's next level selfish.
Half-game suspension. And I mean this when I say this. Why a half a game? Like, Courtney Williams responded to it. Like, she did the exact same. She's like, just suspend her for a game. Just suspend her for a game. Don't suspend her for half a game. Half a game makes no sense. She's gonna be on the warm-up bike for the first half in the locker room. Does she like come out at halftime? Is she suspended by just being sat on the bench? Like, at this stage, suspend her for half a game. At this stage, just bench her for the season. Bench her for the rest of the season. Like, there's 2 games.
The performance didn't stop there. At halftime, Angel paraded around with her brace like it was a high-end fashion statement. No warm-up, no team bonding, just making sure everyone got a full view of her walking billboard of rebellion. At this point, it was less a basketball situation and more a pro wrestling plot line. All that was missing was entrance music and a folding chair. The cherry on top, her coach's pregame comments had everyone expecting her to play. Talks about keeping her warm, staying loose, using heating pads. It all painted a picture of a player ready to hit the floor. Then, out of nowhere, back injury. She's out, nothing to see here. The sudden flip was so jarring it could have given the fans whiplash, the only injury that actually made sense that night. And that's the moment you realize things have officially spiraled completely off the rails.
Things are getting worse in Chicago, man. Way before it's getting better, I tell you. All right, so the game happened last night, and basically, if y'all remember, Angel Reese was suspended for half of that Aces game last night, right? So she sits out the half of the game, and then coming into the next half, she's ruled out injured with a back injury. Oh, man. Man, it's just tick for tat at this point, man. It is crazy what's going on in Chicago.
Usually when a star player pulls the "I'm hurt" move, their fans come out swinging with essays longer than the Declaration of Independence, explaining why it's real, why it's valid, and why everyone else should shut up. This time, crickets, or worse, slow, sarcastic applause. Even Angel Reese's most loyal supporters had that look, like parents catching their kid trying to fake a fever with a thermometer under hot water. You can't even be mad. You just shake your head and mutter, "Nice try." Here's the reality. Everyone saw the brace stunt, the perfectly timed injury, the full-blown production. Fans aren't stupid. They could tell she wasn't limping, wincing, or struggling. She was strutting with that brace like it was a designer accessory. By now, it wasn't a medical device. It was a statement, like trying to fight a battle while your general shows up in a Halloween costume. And this isn't just Angel against her teammates. This is Angel versus the entire Chicago Sky organization.
What? So what they suspended her for half the game? Why they ain't just suspended the whole game at that point? Why you want to suspend somebody half a game? How you even gonna play after getting suspended half a game? You gonna miss the first half and then you ain't gonna have no flow for the game. Am I tripping? You're just not gonna have no flow for the game. If you miss the first half of the game and then all of a sudden you can get subbed in for the second half of the game, why not just suspend her the whole game?
That's just what the organization decided to do.
Let's be honest, this wasn't some casual "oops, my back hurts" moment. This was full-on rebellion, a protest, a middle finger wrapped up in a brace. It screamed, "You suspended me? Fine, I'll suspend myself." Angel didn't just sit out, she put on a whole production to make sure the world knew exactly what was happening. And here's the delicious irony. The Chicago Sky aren't exactly blameless in this mess. This is the same team that initially suspended her, the same team that left her hanging when she called out the front office, the same team that's quietly watched her reputation unravel over time. If they were genuinely protecting her, they would have acted months ago. They didn't. They let her flounder. And now suddenly, we're supposed to believe they're the ones orchestrating this back injury narrative to shield her. Please, if they didn't have her back when the headlines were savage, why would they suddenly play hero now? The Sky quietly suspend her and let the story spiral, like a toxic marriage where both partners are waiting for the other to pack first.
With Angel, she's sitting out the first half due to the suspension. Logistically, how does a player who normally starts the game kind of stay warm and go into the second half?
Starts with your warm up, and then obviously after your warm up, it's a pretty long stretch that you're sitting. So whether it's heating pads, whether it's being on the bike and staying active from that standpoint, I think different players operate differently. So we'll trust in our medical staff to be able to.
That clip was Tyler Marsh before the game last night, where the Chicago Bravado continued their season-long tradition of getting their ass kicked. This time, the boot to the Bravado's bruised caboose, it belonged to the Las Vegas Anonymous Face.
And then came the halftime spectacle. Not the musical kind. This was the Angel Reese halftime show. She stepped out with the team, but not really with the team. No warm-ups, no drills, no focus. She drifted across the court, brace fully visible, making sure every camera caught her in action. This wasn't about basketball. It was about optics. And talk about overkill. She wore the brace over her sweatshirt, like strapping a Band-Aid over a winter coat. Zero function, maximum attention. That was the point. It wasn't meant to help, it was a performance. A neon sign screaming, "Look at me? I'm injured, believe it." The whole thing looked less like a medical situation and more like a WWE segment. Angel was the villain walking down the ramp, basking in the spectacle, feeding the crowd her carefully staged rebellion. But here's the issue: theatrics don't win games. While she was busy selling the show, the Chicago Sky were falling apart. 25 points on the board with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. In professional basketball, that's not just bad, it's historically brutal.
Was head coach Tyler Marsh, who I have a lot of sympathy for, and I'm being dead serious when I say that. Tyler Marsh has one of the most difficult jobs in the country. As the head coach of the Chicago Bravado, he has got to deal with the constant drama of Angel Reese. And it's not just Angel Reese that he has to deal with. This poor dude, he also has to deal with her dozens of aliases. Me Bound Barbie, Bayou Barbie, Can't Afford My Apartment in Chi-Town Barbie, and her most recent personality,
Angel sitting out didn't make a bold statement. It made her look like she abandoned a sinking ship. She didn't go down fighting with her teammates. She climbed onto a lifeboat, strapped on a fake back brace, and waved goodbye. Fans noticed, media noticed, and her teammates definitely noticed. Quitting once might be forgivable, but quitting in back-to-back seasons, that's a reputation killer, and that's exactly the gamble Angel Reese is taking. She probably thinks she's sending a message to the organization, but from the outside, it just looks like she folds when the pressure hits. The irony? The Sky likely don't care anymore either. Their suspension, the lack of public support, and how easily they let this back injury story take over shows they're checked out. Now it's a full-blown game of who can embarrass whom more before this relationship officially ends. And honestly, it's hilarious. What we're watching isn't basketball. It's pure soap opera. A back injury, a suspension, a halftime parade, a team that clearly doesn't want her, and a fan base that can't even defend her anymore. Chaos wrapped in sarcasm, tied up with a bow of irony, and yet you can't look away.
Granted, she wore the back brace during the shoot-around, right? So it kind of already looked like she was planning not to play in this game. And it kind of brings the question, like, since she sat out the game, like, or was ruled injured, did she serve the suspension? I don't know. It's kind of weird. You can tell it's just some turmoil going on in Chicago right now. And it kind of brings up the question, like, what is going to happen with Angel Reese at this point? I think she's done playing. I think she's done playing this season, honestly. And granted, you know, they asked Tyler Marsh, well, how do you feel about, you know, bringing Angel Reese back for the remainder of this season? He was stating like, yeah, she's coming back. Well, she wants to get out there. So we're gonna, you know, play it with precaution.
That's the thing about Angel Reese. Love her or hate her, you can't look away. She makes sure of that. And this latest stunt, the so-called back injury and all, might just be her boldest move yet. Angel Reese's back injury rebellion has shifted from sports medicine into full-on performance art. Squint hard enough, and it's like she's auditioning for the role of the diva who outsmarted her own team in some off-Broadway production. Meanwhile, the Sky's medical staff are staring at MRI scans like abstract art, searching for damage that simply isn't there. The wild part? This tactic might actually be working. By pretending to be fragile, she's seized more control than ever, turning the Sky into the exact circus she wanted. If you thought this was just about basketball, think again. It's pure rebellion masquerading as medical drama, and Angel Reese is playing the part to perfection.